It's time. Okay, we should be live if everything worked.
Okay, I'm waiting for the notification. And as the other time, I'm telling the other girls like, oh, I'm going live.
Going live. Look at you.
Live.
I just got to publish it in Discord and then we'll get the game going. And I
Okay.
decided to cheer myself up by wearing one of my wigs today.
Ooh, the blue one.
Nope.
Oh,
My
which
favorite
one?
wig. I don't think I've worn this
Oh,
one on stream yet. I think this is a debut for this one.
oh, wait.
This is the one I like to
Okay.
wear around town if I'm feeling down. And people think it's my real hair. I love it. So wait till the stream's live. You should be able to see it.
I love this.
Isn't it? This is my favorite because this is the color. If I could, I would dye my hair. But my hair is always straight. It doesn't do this wave. So I get the wave I've always wanted, and I get the color without any of the work. Because and I love is on the top. It's black. It's got. You can't really tell really well here, but it's actually got black in the roots to make it look like it's more realistic. Like I had black hair and I dyed it purple.
Yeah.
So that's why it fools people, because they look at it and go, wait, you dyed your hair purple? It's like, yeah, of course I dyed my hair purple. So, but anyway, we've got a game to play. I've been waiting for this all week.
Oh, me too. It's
Now,
the thing that brings me up from the bed, we can say.
So fun. And we left it at a bad spot where she was in his house, and we're like, why are you here? We thought we were done with you. And then here we go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he was like, oh, you have something to do with that. Like, no, I'm not. No, you are on the roof. And then she comes to his house and like, no, get back. Go to your own house.
I know, and she's here. And I'm trying to remember what else happened. Where did we leave it with Himutsu?
One thing, Dusty, sorry, we forgot to do the consolidation on Discord, the consolidation, so I can see the screen.
Oh, it's okay. I forgot to do "Love, Money, and Rock and Roll" as the title. Money right now says. Let me do that first.
Thank you.
Rock and roll.
The good thing of live.
Story. This is what happens when I talk to my father before I go live. I get all discombobulated. Isn't that a fun word?
Yeah, actually.
Well, thank you. I'm promised the story's about to start again. Love.
Hi,
Money,
Chizu. Thank you. She's one
rock.
of my friends. She's a beautiful artist.
Oh,
I
nice.
have to say.
I hope she speaks English.
Yeah, she do.
Oh, good, because I don't speak Italian.
No. I'm told the other time the thing of the other time will not happen again. I talk later to my friend. I say, "You don't talk English." I was thinking, "You talk in English." I say, "No, I don't." Like, freak.
I have to put this down. I think you can see it now. You're extremely
Okay.
fluent. Then you're better than I am, and I was born in the United States. Well, welcome in, Chizumi. We were doing a recap. So this character here, we thought he was done with. Their love story is over, and suddenly she shows up in the house.
No, it's not the American one. She's the Japanese, the class president.
No. I'm the American one. I said because Chizuni
sorry.
said is they're extremely fluent. Don't worry. I'm like, I'm American and I'm not, so we're good. But yeah.
I was thinking you were talking about the character.
No. So why does it sound like the music is really loud today?
Okay. It's always like that.
Can I fix the
Yeah,
sound?
technically you have two settings, yeah.
Let's see, where is it?
Audio.
Audio,
Yeah.
I see it. Let's turn it down a little bit. Okay. And then
okay, nice.
And now we'll go back. Is that how you go back?
Yes.
There we go.
Do it.
Your BFFs are from Florida. Do without usual. I'm sorry for them to have to be in there, but other than that, I'm sure they like the. They like the. Well, no, it's even snowing down there. I can't even say their weather's good there. But yeah, no. But
Mhm.
in the game here, basically, he has two girls he likes. One is his past love, which is this lady here, and one is
No, the class
oh,
president.
this is the class president. Sorry, this is the
Yes.
class president, not her. He's got two loves. He got rid of the old love. We're hoping, and he's with Himitsu now. The class president is trying to find investigating the what's going on at the what is it, a factory? His parents
No,
work.
like we're talk create. It doesn't say what, but
Yeah,
they're like they were engineers.
yeah. His parents were engineers. They were on a secret project. They were murdered for it. The KGB is here looking for information because his parents were Russian, and the main character that which I read is Russian, and this girl
Yeah.
here is looking for information too. So there you go. There's your
Yeah.
synopsis. So you're caught up, and I'm gonna start reading Nikolai. Do you really think I've joked with something that might be related to my parents' death? Would you joke about your father being kidnapped?
No, of course not. Sorry.
She grew embarrassed, and I looked away. It's fine. I just really can't tell you anything else.
Hi,
Oh, welcome in,
Asteria.
Steering. Hey.
Another one.
I'm so glad you're bringing your friends because my friends are all asleep right now.
Yeah, I know.
Seriously, it's too early in the morning. By
Yeah,
the
for them, it's like 8 a.m.
no, it's 9. It's 9 here.
No,
Well,
for you, like for example, TJ, it's 8.
yeah, but for Cat, it's 9, but she sleeps in. Raven, it's 9, she sleeps in. Just. But
Well,
by the way, how do you know about my parents?
my father's friends told me everything.
Did this friend also work for the project? Immuno might be useful after all. Oh, and by the way, the main character's a jerk.
Yeah, 100%. No, I don't know. He's in danger too. So he didn't tell me much.
She just told me everything. Now she's saying didn't tell me much. Come on, which one is it?
No, like, do you know or don't you know?
By the
Sure.
way. The thought had been nagging at me for a while already. What's your father's name?
Akira Shinji. Why?
Kira Sinji. Pretty common name. It's nothing. Just want to know since he knew my parents.
Does the name mean anything to you?
Nothing at all. Which is true. We haven't heard that name. Wait, no, of course it did. Did we hear the name? I don't remember.
No, this name never
Oh,
heard
it's
of
the
it.
person you choosing met way back when they first talked.
Hey.
I forgot about that. But
Me
no
too.
matter how, no
4
matter how
lives ago, he told that.
no matter how entertaining or curious this was, I hadn't learned anything new in the end. Well, yeah, he used to work on this project. Yeah, he was kidnapped. So what? Ichuzi had said he was probably killed already. I looked at Kagami's tense face and couldn't find the courage to tell her that. Not just out of concern for my own safety, but also because I couldn't destroy the last hope she had. I'm sure your father will turn up. What a liar!
Oh,
He should
you know,
tell.
he's
Why can't he
kidnapped.
tell her the truth? The truth is always the best option. This character, I tell you.
Yeah. How can you possibly be sure about that?
Fine, I just wanted to cheer you up. Happy now? Kagame stood up. Look at the look she's giving him right now.
Yeah, like, nasty. The best thing you could do would be to give me information. So you learn. So if you learn anything, let me know right away. Got it? Yeah, obviously, because secret
Got it.
information. Keep them away.
He should
Come
have told
on.
her. Saw her to the gate and returned to the kitchen. I learned so much about my parents' life and death recently. So hard as it was to acknowledge, it seemed I hadn't known them at all. At least I hadn't known the truth about their job. According to Catherine, they were suspected of espionage, weren't they? No, I couldn't believe that. I clearly remembered how we left the USSR, even if I had been only a child. They left when he was like, what was it, 5? So he doesn't remember.
6, maybe.
Yeah, he doesn't remember why they left because, I mean, what 5-year-old pays attention to that?
Mm-hmm.
But his parents died, what was it, 3 years ago? So.
No.
Or a year ago.
1 or 3 years ago, not 3.
Okay.
Like, really.
Oh, there it is.
recent.
When you're 7 years old, it's difficult to comprehend what adults feel and think, even to interpret their facial expressions. But a little person always has some kind of intuition. He or she knows when something isn't right. And I did.
We were away.
Because I know I can't even remember being 7, so I'm not surprised he doesn't remember.
I remember the time I break my head open on
Well,
the
yeah,
bath.
you remember the bad stuff, but do you remember, yeah, anything else?
The good part? No.
My cold dinner made from leftovers found in the fridge seemed more tasteless eaten alone. Something hurt in my chest, and I shivered as if cold, although it was pretty warm outside. The reason was obvious to
Mm.
me. I was used to Humitsu always being around, and now I could feel how much I missed her. That's because you were an
Oh yeah, because she
idiot.
goes grandma. She
Yes,
goes grandma.
you've been an idiot. You needed to talk to her about this when she comes back.
Yeah.
Now we're in. And I forgot to mention this is in 1987, so things are the
Yeah.
Cold War is going on and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What do normal people do on the weekends? Well, obviously
Sleep.
we stream. Oh, is that just us?
No, I think just us, but maybe the person's in chat because they stream too. So like we're the only ones. But normally people sleep.
Glad your friends came by. I just want to keep waving at them. Go to the countryside, to the movies or theater, visit amusement parks and bars, meet their friends. Gee, and I'm starting to realize I don't do anything on the weekends. I don't do any of
Yeah,
that.
me neither. Like I don't even exit the premises of my house. Like
Oh,
what the heck?
no,
People go to the cars.
no, I can't.
Why?
I can't. They never plowed the road where we park our cars, so there's like a frozen foot tall slush. So I
Oh,
can't get out of the driveway. So it's not like I can go anywhere. And the snowshoes that TJ ordered me
you
got
have an
lost in the
excuse.
mail, so
You
there's
have
no
an excuse.
snowshoes. It all seemed distant and
Oh,
impossible to me. Yeah, she reordered them, so hopefully they'll show up soon so I can get out.
oh my.
Have you seen the pictures I posted? The snowbanks are taller than my car. It's like driving
No, but
through a maze right now because you
I
can't see where
didn't
people
see
come in and out.
it.
Hello, our
And
Odyssey.
same time.
Although any of the activities on that list could distract me from my dark thoughts and self deep depreciation.
Deprecation. Okay.
That's a hard word. I didn't even know what
Yeah.
occupied a greater portion of my thoughts: the situation with the Kobayashi Corporation or my longing for Himitsu.
Oh no. Good thing that now he's not thinking about
Yes.
Catherine. Mm.
Something found me. That is an orange ball of chaos when he's sleeping. This is Cinder.
She said, oh, she didn't see
You didn't
my
even notice it.
baby.
See, my co-host here, Val, is a little bit too enamored with this cat.
Yeah, I love
But
him.
yes,
It's so
usually on Saturday streams you see Cinder. Kevin tends to go to the 6 p.m. streams. There's always a cat on my cat cam. So thank you for following me. If you're into cat
really.
cams, I always have one. It's always right here. But yes,
I
that is
can see the screen. No, I can't. Ah, my heart.
the unresolved problem of Catherine was also tucked away somewhere in there. Yeah, my
My.
daughter drew the heads over there so people can see. The orange head is Cinder, and the white head is Kevin. So so that way when people see cat cam, they know which cat to look for. So yeah, this is our 7-year-old. Let's see. I woke up late and felt pretty all right, at least physically. Oh, for once he actually slept in. The fridge didn't have
Wow.
the fridge didn't have anything for breakfast. And if you like Pokemon, there's one in chat. Hello, Calais. I'm meeting all these wonderful new people. This is exciting. Uh, Himichi usually didn't buy enough groceries to last long term, probably because she didn't want them to spoil. Makes sense. And I wasn't a frequent
Yeah,
guest at the store. Oh, you're just seeing the kitty too? Yes, this is Cinder.
beautiful Cinder.
This is Cinder. He's one of
Yeah,
2 cats you
the
can possibly see. The other one would be Kevin. But this is
yeah.
Cinder. Oh, it looks like we're gonna have an active cat cam. There you go. Watch him clean.
Oh my god.
Val,
If he
Val, don't
puts
lose it.
out if he puts out a topping, I'm dead. I'm warning you.
Oh, we have a story to do. You can't
No,
die on me.
sorry.
You cannot die on me.
What if
Thank
I if you
you.
do?
My emotes are some of them are made by my daughter, some are made by me because I'm also an artist, and some are made by two of my friends that are artists. So it's a nice collaboration.
Yes, I did one, for example. I did the
Yes,
toast.
yes, that one there. Yeah, that one there. Val did so
Yes.
with the help of Corlith to animate it. That one there came from my friend Malexa. That was a
Mm-hmm.
gift. So,
The rolling cinder.
no, rolling cinder. But yeah, I'm glad you appreciate them. The kitties with the hat are adorable. My daughter is amazing. She even won has won a couple of awards, and she won a competition to design the logo for our suicide prevention
Ooh.
group that's here. So yeah, her art is astounding. It's beyond anything I could do.
Mm.
And that's and those heads, those are 2 years ago. She's beyond that now. It's scary what she can do. But
Well,
I'm
you
gonna
can
stop
paint
gushing.
beautifully.
I'm gonna stop gushing about my daughter because I don't need to pull up her DVR and show people. I'm gonna be good.
But we can say you're a beautiful painter. You paint beautiful
Yeah,
birds.
yeah. What I do is physical art mostly. I don't do a lot of digital. Like this here is in progress. I'm gonna be finishing this on stream next Monday.
Yeah, I saw a howl. I
Yep.
love howl.
I will. Your 26-year-old cat is yelling at me for food. Well, then you should feed.
Love,
Feed. Don't let it
love it.
starve. Okay, back to the story.
I'm so sorry.
I love getting sidetracked though. Oh, I am so sorry to hear that. But 24 is an amazing long life.
Yeah, that's a great.
That is amazing.
I
You fed the
didn't know
baby?
I can live up to almost 30 years. Wow.
I have never had a cat live beyond 17, so that is incredible. You better
I
live.
never had.
I want 30 years out of you. Oh, I gotta hydrate. That's a good point.
Yeah, yeah. Remember to drink. Even you in chat with hearing us, drink.
Oh, Val, I even found a new flavor of Peeps to try sometime during stream when if like maybe an hour in. I found these. I can't wait to do it. It's an ice cream flavor. I can't wait.
Ooh.
For an hour in,
And
I'll
I
have that and call it breakfast.
tried the Jawbreaker. I didn't try them yet.
You,
They're there.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for Peeps, and I tried one. They had two brand new flavors this year for Easter, and the tropical flavor, the tropical punch flavor that they did, it's an orange one because they have tropical punch where it's a red, and they have an orange one. I can't remember what the actual name is, but
I never tried it, you
the
know.
red ones were last year, and those ones taste like Hawaiian punch. The orange ones this year taste like a citrus mix with a heavy pineapple flavor to it.
But
So,
sorry to ask, what does it taste like a peep? Because I
uh,
never had
oh, a
one.
Peeps of marshmallow that's covered with sugar. It's just a
Oh,
marshmallow, just a
oh.
normal marshmallow. But then they flavored the sugars, and that like I had tropical punch on my last stream. This one here will be the cookies and cream. They
I'm thinking about
every once in a while they release a flavored peep, and it's like, oh, my favorite flavored peep. I don't think I have any left right now. The Dr. Pepper ones actually taste like Dr. Pepper. I love those.
Oh my.
I know. You know how I am with my Dr. Pepper.
Is it fritzy?
Is it what?
I like it bubbly.
No, it's
Fritzy.
it's just the sugar is flavored like Dr. Pepper.
Oh.
So when you bite into the marshmallow, it tastes like marshmallow. Instead of tasting like marshmallow, it tastes like Dr. Pepper, but it's got the consistency of a marshmallow. It's amazing. Yeah, yum yum
Yum,
yum 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 yum. I
yum, yum,
love.
yum, yum, yum.
I have a cat like that. Only it's the traditional white calico one on the back of my car, as it looks like Kevin. One of
No,
them has an accent. All right, back to the story. But that didn't
which one?
upset
The
me.
yum, 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 or the cats?
No, 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 nums.
Yum, 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 yum. Okay.
But that didn't upset me much. I could always drop by the ramen shop.
Hmm.
I wish we
Well,
had a
I,
ramen shop here. I was about
yeah,
to
me too.
leave when the phone rang. I always dread when the phone rings because it could be Himitsu or it
Well,
could be the
every time there is
KGB.
something bad.
It could be. Hello. Oh, good.
Hey, Nick. Oh,
It's his
Kyusuke.
friend.
Thank God.
We're.
I know one.
It's not someone threatening his life this time.
Oh,
Hey,
wow. Nice.
hey to you too.
Not busy? Not that you could be busy with anything. Come on.
Oh, that's rude. True enough. What did you want?
Mike and I wanted to go to the city center, visit some shop, maybe play at the arcade. Wanna join?
You should do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Now he's out of the house. I replied without
Oh,
giving much thought. I didn't really have any other options for spending the Saturday. And to be frank, I was
oh
glad he called.
yeah.
These are
Kyusuke,
his
wow, yeah.
friends. One he treats really like crap, and the other one I don't know how to describe that relationship. Because Kayasaki and his silly and inappropriate grin seemed to beam with positivity and optimism. Under different circumstances, it could be pretty unpleasant, but now his good mood was in line with the situation.
Mm.
Michael was serious and focused as always.
So, how are you doing?
He was looking up at me right in the eyes, and it made me feel uncomfortable. Oh, you gonna look at the cat cam? There you go.
Oh,
I'm alright.
And how is Mitsu-chan?
Went to visit her grandma.
So you've been left all alone? Oh, no.
Don't pretend like you care. Okay.
Damn, Nick. You've become so moody. He has a point, though.
He has. Have I really changed? I asked Michael. Tell me honestly, have I changed at all? He adjusted his glasses with single, precise motion, like this.
I wouldn't say so. Come on, Mike. Since Catherine's son returned, our Nick hasn't been himself.
He caught my annoyed glance.
Not that I'm blaming him. His behavior is understandable if it was in his place. Now, Kizuke, you're only for two deep girls. Come on. Enough already, Kizuke.
Michael said calmly, and Kazuki went silent, immediately lowering his head. Why couldn't he do the same when I said it? Alright, what are we gonna do?
Well, I have an idea.
He rubbed his hands rather ominously.
Oh.
The hours at the arcade flew by. Video games distracted me from my real problems, allowed me to forget the outside world for a time. Isn't that why we all play them? I think it is.
Yeah.
I wasn't as good as Kayasaki, but I managed to score way higher than Michael on every arcade machine. Which was nothing to be proud of. It was like a healthy athlete winning the Paralympic Games. Oh. Ooh, that's harsh.
Come on.
The medal might be gold, but you're still an idiot. Oof.
Yes.
And the arcade didn't even have medals. By the time we walked outside, the sun was already setting. Wow, they played video games a long time.
Yeah, it would be cool if video games were recognized as an official sport. Jokes on you, now it is.
Yes, but back in 1987, it wasn't.
Okay, now, like soccer? Yeah, then I'll definitely be a champion.
I hope I won't live to see the day. Well, we'll find out how the game ends.
Yeah, well, you can be dead. Wow, why? It's also kind of sport. It requires quick reflex and training.
Kayasaki would be spending entire days here, and of course he played pretty well, but it seemed to me that I could have easily beaten him if I spent as much time playing as he had. More importantly, though, I had no desire to. Alright, let's go and eat already. I had a snack at the arcade, but it was time for a proper dinner. We went to a cafe and I ate until my stomach was full. Daisuke walked off for a phone call, leaving me with Michael. He's probably at a payphone. He's probably at a payphone.
Oh, true. I forgot about him. So, have you managed to talk to Katri?
Talked about what?
To sort out your relationship, so to say.
Seemed like that's all we had been doing.
Yeah.
We don't have any relationship anymore.
Is that so? So you feel nothing for her?
I looked at Michael closely, trying to figure out what he was getting at, but his face remained emotionless. Why are you asking?
It's just if you two are done, I'd like to know about it. Michael, maybe.
Yeah, don't tell me you've got your eye on her.
Yes, I've been thinking about that, if you don't mind.
Oh.
Ooh.
He replied without a hint of embarrassment. So that's how it was. I wasn't even angry, just surprised. Although, to be honest, it felt unpleasant. I doubt there's a person alive who'd like it if his best friend started dating his ex-girlfriend. Oh my god, they're gonna add this layer on top of it.
Yeah, another layer.
I wasn't one of those people, at least. What would my answer change?
It's important for me to know your opinion.
Don't you care about Catherine's?
You and I can ask directly.
I couldn't get rid of the feeling. that all the ostensible courtesy and thoughtfulness was, in fact, a disgusting display of originating from cowardice rather than a concern for a friend.
Okay, this one is a jerk and he is a wannabe poetist.
Yeah. As if by warning me about his intentions, he's trying to exonerate himself from the responsibility for any possibility consequences. Yeah, I have to agree a little bit with that. That's quite a thing to say, bro. To be honest, I didn't expect that. But
Yeah.
really, how did I feel about Catherine now? What would I feel if she started dating Michael? Just a couple of days ago, I'd been able to answer that question easily. But now, after growing dangerously close with Himitsu, it's not dangerous. She's perfect for you, dude. Unless she's a KGB.
No, I hope not. God, I don't
We don't know who's KGB though.
So what do you say? Well, she's half Russian, Imitsu, so there is a possibility, but it doesn't seem like. You know?
Himitsu. So I'm gonna say it's none of my business and let him go and do his thing. We want Himitsu. We don't want Catherine, right? Right.
Yes.
Okay. I can't decide for you or Catherine. She has her own life. Good answer, Nikolai. Indeed, we hadn't been in a relationship for a while. It was stupid to think she'd be alone until retirement. Michael didn't react in any way, at least outwardly, simply saying,
I got you.
"What are you gonna do now?"
That's difficult for me to say right away, too. What?
He smiled a little.
But I assure you, this will not impact our friendship.
Good. I've lost too many friends that got a significant other, and the significant other wanted too much time, and they just disappeared out of my life. I hate that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah.
And if you decide you still love her,
what's the point if she doesn't love me back?
That's another matter.
I'd say it's the same one. In that case, we become rivals, except you get a fresh start, you would say.
Hey, how are you two doing without me? Well,
This is to return and diffuse the awkward situation. However, the conversation was far from finished.
I'm so full.
He adjusted his belt and sighed heavily.
You should watch your weight. People say obesity will disease.
It is the disease of the 21st century. That is not wrong.
Yeah. Fairy tales, I'm sure, but by then they'll invent some machine to pump all the fat out.
That does exist, but it's not safe to use very often, if at all. Yeah, and you'll be the guy to make it a break. We laughed together.
Come on.
And yet, I was walking home thinking about Michael's words. The last few days I spent with Himitsu made me forget about Catherine, but she hadn't disappeared. In fact, she was still living her life. And so she would continue. She'd fall in love, marry, have children. And all this would happen without me. You shouldn't care, dude.
Yeah.
For the first time, I wondered whether our paths were going to part forever. Again, most likely. She's going back to America. Unsurprisingly, I wanted to distract myself. I was just a few blocks away from my favorite bar when I remembered Himitsu's note about the dangers of heavy drinking. It wasn't that I felt ashamed for what I haven't even done yet, but she's objectively right. I wonder what Catherine was feeling right now. She probably wasn't hanging out with her friends if she had any at all. Was she at home watching TV or reading a book? Doing homework or cleaning? Stop worrying about Catherine!
Yeah.
How did she perceive loneliness? Did it impact her as strongly as me? Unfortunately, I couldn't find out. I couldn't just go ask. Why, though? Because Michael had set his sights on her? Ugh. How could I have been so wrong about him? On the other hand, he wasn't guilty of anything. He's not. You haven't been dating her over a year and a half. You haven't. Sue, stop it already.
He's going to a rabbit
I want
hole.
to reach through the monitor and smack this character. I reached my house and stopped. Old, with dark windows and a sunken porch that looked almost abandoned. Had I been living here all alone, that would have been true. After all, Himitsu, with the regular cleaning, washing, and cooking, was responsible for the homely atmosphere of the house. Ah, you're doing the bonk again.
Yeah, because he needs a bonk. Really, baby.
Otherwise, the rare blinking light in the bedroom or kitchen would terrify the occasional passerby at night, inspiring ghost stories about the place. These thoughts, plus the ones about Catherine, are about to drive me crazy. I wonder if I'd still had the address of Himitsu's grandmother written down somewhere. He should have gone with her. He really should have.
Yeah.
I remember the house, the surroundings pretty well, but I had absolutely no idea where it was. I managed to find their telephone number pretty quickly. It was in my notebook as
Ooh.
expected. Oh, give her a call.
Yeah.
And the address is right next to it. You can go visit. Grab the receiver
Oh,
and already dialed the number when I suddenly stopped. Of course I wanted to hear Himitsu's voice no matter what she was talking about, but the desire to see her in person was even stronger. Obsessive thoughts have always been a problem for me. No, call and ask if you can go visit. Don't just go.
yeah.
Oh my god. He's just gonna go. If something pops in my
Yeah,
head suddenly, I
probably.
can't stop thinking about it, I'm done. No matter whether it's about buying something stupid, drinking, or seeing Himitsu. Of course I knew the idea was stupid. Going to a village hundreds of kilometers from Tokyo at night without even a warning? The problem was that that a part of this particular obsessive idea was my desire to surprise her. I wasn't even worried about the fact that it would be a bigger surprise for her father. You should be.
Yeah.
You should call first. Well, at least I was
Yeah.
going to have some hot Nickemans. I flipped through the notebook and found a taxi number.
No,
was a-
come on, man.
There was a good chance the trains weren't going there anymore. It was pretty late. If it's that late, you shouldn't be going either. Oh my god.
Yeah, you should sleep on that decision.
And even if there were, they would have taken too long. What on earth is this guy doing? What woman wouldn't love a surprise visit out of nowhere from a man she hasn't seen in a while? Well, it's only been
Yeah,
a day.
Yeah, like
He
he's
saw
so
Himitsu.
obsessed, like,
He saw Himitsu yesterday when she said I have to go to the country for the weekend. So it's only a day. But what woman wouldn't
Yeah.
like in the middle of the night to be woken up by someone she didn't expect? Yeah, that's great. Yeah, stalkers hardly know him.
yeah.
Meanwhile, I need to leave this instant immediately. I phoned for a taxi, and they named what I thought was an outrageously high price. My brain was already flooded with dopamine, and I had enough money.
No, come on, man.
He's doing it. He's doing it. Car came at 9 with change. Okay. The taxi
on.
driver turned out to be a chatterbox, which lifted my spirits since it distracted me from my inner voice telling me how this whole thing was an act of a madman. It is. Stop. No. No. Of course, the best thing I could have done was stay at home and go to sleep. Yes. But then I could have
Yeah.
spent the entire night thinking that I wanted to go to Himitsu. I wanted to. Oh my god. And that was it.
Come on.
Soon I'd have to face the consequence of my actions, but I had no desire whatsoever to think about that in advance. Idiot.
You should. You should have.
I told the taxi
Huh?
driver that I was going to visit my girlfriend to surprise her, mentioning we'd been together for a long time. In a way, I wasn't even lying to him. No, you're not. That's true. He just smirked, gave me the
Yeah.
standard tirade on youth and stupidity. I could imagine how he felt and lived, but I definitely couldn't imagine myself sitting behind the wheel 12 hours a day, bringing strangers to destinations where they had some crucial business. Maybe
Yeah.
conversations like this with people you only meet once is some kind of defensive reaction supposed to protect against monotony and loneliness? Probably. Happy families are all alike. Every unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. In that case, loneliness must be just as personal. I would say so.
Mm.
When you see famous successful people on TV, you think they're happy and satisfied with their lives, but you can't even imagine they suffer from adversity and sorrow. Oh, I can. They're just people. From their own
Mhm.
difficulties, they don't resemble yours in any way, but it's quite possible that what you consider happiness means nothing to them. I think Yesin and Hemingway had a lot to say on that topic. They did. Meanwhile, we left Tokyo, the dense city districts giving way to sparse countryside cottages. The autumn felt more prominent here. Woodland was all along the way, dressed in yellow and red. The temperatures dropped a few degrees, so I closed the window. Mount Fuji was getting further and further from us and soon vanished completely beyond the horizon. The sun had already set, and the rain started to drizzle as if unwillingly drops falling slowly on the windshield. So let me get this straight. We're going to arrive in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
in the middle of the countryside, so there's no place to go if this doesn't work right, and it's raining. This is
And
getting
this
better
is
and better.
to the decision of him going. Oh, and it's such a long way back.
That's
Drink
the
a
driver's
bit,
side.
drink.
Do you know if there's a place to stay here? Hot Springs, maybe?
I wasn't,
Oh, that's
reading
him.
that.
Sorry. The poor oh my god, that's true. It's the middle of the night. The driver's got to go back. Oh, this is so mean.
Yeah.
There's a little town nearby. It was more like a small village. Memory served it would only take 10 minutes by foot to reach Himitsu's grandfather's house from there.
Oh, come on.
That's where the taxi driver dropped me off. Yeah?
Oh, it's an
So it's a
urban
horror
house.
game from Sifter to a serial killer. Now it makes sense. He's not. He's just an idiot who's being chased by all kinds of secret organizations because they think he knows something about his parents' work.
We have the Japanese, we have
Thank
the
you for the
Americans,
follow.
every-
Welcome in.
Welcome. Yeah, everyone is after him. He's not thinking about that. It's like, oh, let's
Yeah,
go to the
this whole time he's talking
countryside.
about romance. He's not worried about the KGB's following him, the Japanese police are following him, the corporations following. Not paying attention to any of that stuff.
Hi
Oh,
there.
Chow. I'm assuming this is one of
Welcome.
your friends. Welcome
Yeah,
in.
no,
Thank you.
yes.
This is okay. Every other week we're here. You can listen to
Yeah.
this every other week.
Yeah.
Uh, and the every other week I do a 9 a.m. Or 10 a.m. stream now, Val painting. I'm just with
Oh,
a
yeah, I saw that when you
that's a
did
new
the
so
outdoor.
so now I know if this week I'm with Val, I don't paint on Monday. If I paint on Monday, that Saturday I'm not with Val. It works really well for my brain to remember these
If
things.
anyone wants to enter the Discord, 1 second, I'm going to send the link in the chat. If
Yes.
anyone wants to enter the Discord, where we have, where Dusty actually publish the weekly plan of the lives, you can see if we have a Sunday with the story or a Monday with the painting.
And you also can see my schedule on Twitch itself. My Twitch
Yeah.
schedule is always posted. I even
I
got the new
always forgot about that.
I even have the new Goose Goose Duck that scheduled. We're
Yeah.
going to be doing that next Saturday.
Yeah, when we are not live with the story, there is 9 p. No, wait, it's 6 p.m.
6
for you.
p.m. streams Eastern Standard
Oh,
Times,
yeah?
and there's a 2 p.m. and a 10:30. I'm all over the place. That way, everyone around the world can find a time if they want to hang out with me. And the Discord has
and everyone can play with Google's Duck. Everyone
yes.
in chat can play if you are
you're
inside the Discord.
Yep.
There's the link.
Yep. So,
but I know here there are some people who like Goose
and
Goose
if you're
Duck.
worried because you're from another country or English isn't very well, we have 15 countries in the Discord. There's always someone awake, and there's so type away. It's okay. We all understand.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
we have.
We're gonna go back to the story though, because that's what we're here, right?
Because he's in the countryside now.
I think this is so stupid. I bid him a warm goodbye. And okay,
to help you.
Ma'am, I mean no offense, it's adorable. When you say yep, you sound like a chipmunk. It's perfectly okay. I'm the size of a chipmunk. I'm only 5'1", so that I have been called a rabid chipmunk before. I am tiny. So I do not take offense at all. I like being adorable. I bid him a warm goodbye and left him to look for a hotel. My watch told me it was midnight. Oh my god, he's not going over at midnight. Short Queen's twinning, yes! Hobbits unite, yes, there's my other hobbit. This is my lifelong friend, the hobbit. I've known Raven before my kids were even a thing. So, hi Raven. Yeah.
Hi, welcome.
Hopefully you got your coffee.
Yeah, you're doing like you're eating breakfast with us. Bows,
yes. It's brewing. There you go. I've got my water, and at the 1 hour mark, I've got a brand new flavor of Peep, a new one. There's only 2 new flavors of Peeps. Raven saw me eat the other one. Now I've got 1 more to go.
Oh my god, he's in town at midnight.
I know, it's terrible. The town itself hadn't changed at all, although many years had passed since my last visit. There was nothing surprising about that, though. The long arms of Kobayashi Corporation and those like it were yet to reach out here, yet to build it up with shopping malls, movie houses, stores filled with useless Chinese junk, and fill each and every square meter with monstrous apartment buildings instead of traditional Japanese houses. In this case, it probably wasn't profitable, so the locals were lucky enough to not have their sleep disturbed. The steady, unbreakable rule Japanese lifestyle that existed for thousands of years was something I couldn't help but respect. This respect grew even stronger when I compared it to what I considered long outdated social norms and traditions of the urban areas, and really post-industrial society in general. Maybe not all the effects of globalization were positive, but there was definitely something useful to it. Soon remembered the way and confidently headed off in direction. Oh my god, he's gonna go at midnight. No, you check into a hotel, you wait till morning, and then you go see your girlfriend. You do not do it at midnight.
Come on, man.
Oh my god. Although the houses look quite similar, especially in the dark, but following a gut feeling, I managed to find the right one. I hope you did. This is he needs a bonk. A copper plate engraved with the word Ito glistened in the moonlight. Himitsu's father's surname. Yeah, right, Raven? This is totally a bad idea.
Yeah.
The plot of land wasn't fenced off from his neighbors. The garden looked neat, not like the thicket in my yard at all. Yeah, it's definitely giving stalker vibes, you're right.
Yeah.
I took a few steps down the road that led to the house, expecting memories to spring to mind that didn't happen. Yes, everything seemed familiar to me, but my heart didn't skip a beat when I cast a glance at the rakes and the hose, the rickety blinds, the stones neatly buried in the sand in front of the door. Maybe I just hadn't spent much time here before. Suddenly I heard a familiar voice coming from the yard. I couldn't understand a word, but it was clear the voice belonged to Himitsu's father. Of course, eavesdropping wasn't a polite thing to do, but I was almost physically drawn closer. Oh, yeah,
Wait,
yep.
we are going to discover if he's a spy.
Still, it was amazing that out in these small Japanese towns, the Japanese didn't worry about their safety, not even bothering to lock their houses. Yeah, you're right, slasher vibe. Definitely slasher vibe. On the other hand,
Come on,
how would you lock the shoji? With a bolt? The door to the yard was open. I crept up as
Okay.
quietly as I could and looked inside.
Come on.
Ryunoxi-san was standing half turned away from me
Wait.
and talking on the phone.
Yes. Yes.
He was clearly worried and perhaps frustrated. Problems at work?
I'm telling you, everything's going fine. All according to plan.
Don't tell me her dad's involved.
I told you.
Oh my god! That's why I said Himitsu's probably a spy too, but you said no, can't be her. Go ahead and read.
Yes. No. Anakin is under surveillance 24 hours a day, I assure you, and you let him sleep. And you didn't know that he's gone?
Anakin? Me?
So what? I have my own life. My daughter has been handling the mission. Well, I told
God,
you. she was-
Himitsu.
I told you.
I told you. Oh. His life as a spy, except for Catherine. His
But I
daughter?
told you.
Himitsu?
Outdoor surveillance isn't even my responsibility. Yes. Yes. No. Yes, Anakin has been behaving normally, as always. Come on, I told you! What? Russian? Of course, I saw their agents, but it was to be expected. No, they haven't done anything yet. Instead of kidnapping him and told them, like, oh no, our clients? Told you though. I told you she wasn't one of them.
He smirked briefly, emphasizing the word clients.
No, everything's quiet for the time being.
What's he working for?
Sure, I found this strange too, but we can only observe for now. Come on.
He went silent for a while. Apparently his mysterious interlocutor was talking.
You have no reason to doubt Imitsu. She knows everything about his life, probably even more than he does.
And that was the truth which hurt me even deeper. Suddenly I noticed large beads of cold sweat falling to the ground and my heart beating so loudly that Renessan would soon hear it. But I kept standing still, trying not to breathe, listening to the conversation.
This isn't the first year I've been monitoring the Anakin family, if I'm allowed to say. What? It's always easier. No, I don't think so. Yes. Yes. Of course there are results. It's contact with the KGB. Listen, the KGB. Listen, you. It will be an international scandal. We can't just.
I think he works for Japan.
I told you she was with the Japanese.
Another pause.
Hastily, action may lead to the opposite result. Listen to me. Yes, I got it. Goodbye. Come on. No.
That's to think now.
Oh my god, I told you that 5 lives ago. Like almost 4 to 5 lives ago, I told you. He's with the Japanese. I told you.
This is the color I would love to dye my hair, but my hair's never this wavy, so I got this wig a long time ago, so this is usually what I go around town in when I don't feel like using my normal hair. It's my favorite wig.
They were beautiful, I have to say.
So thank you. Whenever I'm feeling down, I put it on. It's like a big pick-me-up. Glimmers. Ryusaki-san hung up and let out a sigh. I hoped he wasn't about to go outside for a smoke. Because I didn't feel like I had the strength to take even a single step. Fortunately, Himitsu's father closed the door and the house soon fell silent. Quickly, I mumbled, sneaking through the garden. Sure, Renaissance had noticed me and I had nothing to be afraid of, really, but I couldn't force myself to stay there a second longer. The further I could be from there, the better. Once I found the road, I broke into a run.
Man, how can you go back home? You
I
come
only,
back far.
I only came to my senses on the street of that little town the taxi driver had dropped me on. I've been under his surveillance? For how long? Himitsu? As if Kobayashi Corporation, the KGB, and Catherine, her mother weren't enough. Now this too? But how was Himitsu connected to all this? Serenity-san was working for the corporation? Or maybe for the Japanese intelligence? You mentioned an international scandal. Things like that would concern someone working for the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck is right. I don't know who the dad's working for.
Yeah.
I probably
Maybe.
could have taken it if he hadn't mentioned Himitsu. I've come here because of her. In spite of everything, forgetting all the social norms and manners, I just wanted to see her, hear her voice, maybe kiss her, handling her mission. So it was just a mission for her? Since when? Since childhood? No, I simply couldn't believe that for all this time, all these years, Himitsu had been lying to me in cold blood. It was impossible. Anyone but her.
Yeah.
God damn it,
And
is there a
like
single person in
you
my life who
tell
doesn't end up wanting me
everything.
dead? Yeah, he's got a point there.
Yeah. And to think about that, he's telling everything to her.
Well, like I said, it seems suspicious when he mentioned Himitsu. When he moved in, Himitsu was across the street and she spoke fluent Russian, yet she was Japanese and the same age. It seems
No,
suspicious from
he's
the get-go.
half Russian. Imitsu.
Yeah, but what's the odds of
Just
a half
speaking
Russian, the
twice, but
same age, living exactly across the street? It just seems suspicious from the get-go.
yeah.
I wearily sunk to the ground, leaning against the wall of a house. What could I do now? How could I live? I've been holding on to Himitsu as the only normal part of my life. She was the only person who was
Instead,
completely honest with me. Was. Those words made the weight of my heart even greater. I bit my lip until it bled. How could I look her in the eyes after that? Her big green eyes seemed like they could never have lied to me. Thick fog was
wow.
descending upon the town from the surrounding mountains. The last lights went off in the windows, and a piercing wind started to blow from the north. Closed my light denim jacket tighter. It didn't help much. Maybe I could look for a hotel? There had to be one there. But first I needed to go to the railway station.
My God.
The first train to Tokyo was leaving at 4 in the morning, so I didn't have to wait long. I was starving and wanted to sleep. I got lucky, and a compassionate station keeper pulled me a cup of tea and gave me a couple of onigiri without even asking what I was doing there so late, all alone. I hope that at least he was an agent of the Secret Service. It was stupid idea. Why had I gone at all? But in schooling myself, I came face to face with that old dilemma. What is better, to live a peaceful lie or learn the bitter truth? If I were to try and
Lie.
analyze Himitsu's father's words with any emotion, which naturally I couldn't do, I come to the conclusion he was just there to observe me. But whoever he was talking to wasn't satisfied with the results. And what kind of clients did they have? Americans? Catherine? What, was she watching me too? That would easily explain her sudden return. Although if Himitsu was handling her mission well, being around me at all times, Catherine had chosen a very unorthodox means of surveillance, trying to avoid her subject as much as possible. The first timid, still cold rays of the rising sun started to appear to the east, reminding me that I wasn't stuck in this town forever. But I had nothing good waiting for me in Tokyo either. Or anywhere else. And with no
Man.
one. Yeah, he's got a problem now.
Why not?
Okay, he's got a lot
Only
of problems now. The train
a
arrived
lot.
almost empty and I was the only person to enter it on this station. The town was probably too far from the capital or was just too early. With 3 hours until arrival, I closed my eyes and fell asleep at once.
3 hours drive you did?
I woke up
Stupid.
about 2 minutes before reaching my station. When I walked outside, I rubbed my eyes and stretched. I still felt disgusting, feeling more tired than before. I definitely needed a good, proper sleep.
My
I
God.
barely reached home and tumbled into bed. Questions, answers, Catherine, her mother, Himitsu, her father, the corporation, the KGB. I could deal with all that later. Poor
My
guy.
God. My God.
That's a lot.
Like the only support you had gone. Oh wait, the letter is gone, and the hearts.
Yeah, because he doesn't love her anymore. Or he doesn't know if he can love
Yeah.
her anymore.
Oh, that's sad.
The whistle of the kettle boiling in the kitchen woke me up. Then I heard Himitsu's voice as she hummed a song. That's
Oh
how my
no.
mornings often began, and there was nothing unusual about this one. Besides, Mitsu had said she'd be back on Monday. She's back a day early. Even
Or
yesterday,
maybe
I couldn't force myself to be afraid of her. Put on an old, terribly stretched out t-shirt, pulled on my street jeans, and walked into the kitchen.
Nico-kun, when did you go to sleep in the afternoon?
I glanced at the clock. It was nearly 8 in the evening. Well, your afternoon is someone's morning. Why are you back so early? I was expecting you tomorrow.
Were you waiting for me?
She perked up, then realized it looked strange.
Dad has some urgent business in Tokyo. Yeah, him.
Because, yeah, they probably realized he was missing.
Yeah.
Dad, huh? Urgent business? Slowly sat behind the table and looked out into the garden. I really did need to put in an order.
Oh
But on the
no.
other hand, winter was coming soon. All the unwanted plants were going to die anyway. Same
Oh,
as the good ones, though.
why are you so gloomy?
I think you should confront her at this point. Not even sure. Got
There is no
reasons.
way.
I avoided Humus's questioning look and started with the food. In the end, I found it hard to look her in the eye. Thinking about it, she'd basically been interrogating me the other day. Promised to tell me everything, Nikuka? Yeah. I've been
Yeah,
looking for enemies everywhere I could, and all along my main enemy had been hiding right by my side. Despite that, I didn't want to believe that she was that good an actor. I don't think she
that's why
is.
you
I
should.
think she's actually fallen for her target, so to speak.
Yeah, maybe at the start it was that, but then going on and on, she fall in love. Maybe that's
To
something that can
believe that.
happen, but still, the start and
Yeah.
what she's going and like she's doing now, it's problem. That's why you shouldn't sleep in the afternoon.
I went to bed late or early at that point.
And now you're going to stay up the whole night. Jokes on you, you can sleep the night too.
In reality, I didn't feel
I
rested at all.
feel
I was
that.
ready to sleep for another 5 or 6 hours. I won't. Maybe I will. Of course, everybody lies, especially Catherine. Why did I remember her at this moment? On the other hand, Katya never explicitly told untruths. She was, however, a master of lying by omission, which to me is worse.
Yeah, half truth.
And she was very good at justifying her behavior, making herself out to be right regardless of the circumstances. Yeah,
Mm,
I have people in my life that do that, and I hate it.
yeah.
I wondered how Himitsu would behave in a similar situation. I went to your village yesterday.
What?
She stopped cutting her
What?
vegetables immediately, knife hanging in midair. It was at
Why
night,
me?
and you were probably asleep by then. An idiotic smile froze on her face.
Nico-kun, what are you saying?
I wanted to surprise you. I realized it was inappropriate, but still. Very weird choice of words in the first place. Why inappropriate instead of, say, stupid? Dirty joke can be inappropriate when told in an official event. My visit, meanwhile, is unexpected but more than appropriate, even if improbable.
Then why did you drop by?
She looked genuinely surprised. Specifically surprised, not frightened. Which was a good thing, for sure. Because I'd accidentally eavesdropped on your father, talking on the phone. I deliberately paused and looked her right in the eye, but Human's inscrutable face kept an expression of genuine surprise. It was nice to learn that you guys have been long monitoring the Anakin family, that you've been handling the mission well, he said, and a lot of interesting stuff in general. Good, he's getting it out.
Good. Nico-kun?
Fortunately, she put the knife away. Just telling you what I heard. As for what's going on, you should be the one to explain that.
Yeah. Even if my father did something like that, I don't know.
Finally, her lips trembled and Himitsu turned away.
Ha!
Yeah.
No, man, you have to turn her right up. You have to see your face while you lie your ass off.
She wasn't capable of lying after all, at least at critical moments.
Mm.
I can't believe that you're involved somehow. My words sounded calm as we were discussing school and not the fact that her father had been spying on my family for years. Had been spying on my family. And was now spying on me.
Yes.
So if you tell me you've nothing to do with it, I'll believe you. Vincenzo remained silent. So it's all true?
No!
Oh,
Yeah,
look at
yeah.
her
Now?
eyes. Oh, look at her eyes.
Oh,
She
she's
shouted
crying.
through herself to me and looked at me with pleading eyes.
Nico-kun, I'm sorry. No,
It
ma'am.
was
Don't
hard
play
to
this.
look at her, hear her crying, remain composed, and pretend that it didn't bother me in the slightest. So is it no or sorry? I need to know the truth. Kimitsu kept crying with her head on my knees. No matter what at that moment, she was sincere. How long? How long have you known?
Dad told me just a few days ago. Oh,
So it's new. She wiped her
no, but
tears,
like
stood up, moved a chair over, and sat next to me.
that in the intros he worked for Japanese intelligence.
There it is.
Told you
That was
that
the
he's
only
monitoring.
one we didn't really see a lot of.
Yeah, that he's monitoring you and used to monitor your parents. But all this,
Mitsu was about to fall to tears again, so I had to grab her by the hand. Only then did she manage to calm down a bit.
but he's been doing all of this to protect you. Now we have doubts about that. Many people have been disappearing,
No,
man.
I actually think he is because I don't trust the KGB, and I know the corporation's after
Yeah.
him. He might be, but we'll have to see.
Mm. But you have to see, like, it can be that because it's protecting them. Because say, like, if the Nikolai disappears, there can be like have all diplomatic problems. So that's connected to the call. But like, we didn't hear it all. He told me that we're in danger, and no matter what, I shouldn't tell you anything. And there you are telling everything. Because that you will only make things worse for everyone. He has a point though. I just wanted to do what's best for us.
She clearly believed what she was saying. I had no doubts about that.
I wasn't going to betray you.
Hiding the truth isn't the best way to not betray me.
Yeah. Nico can forgive me.
When did it all start?
2 or 3 days ago, maybe.
I'm asking about your father. Since when has he been spying on us? Since we came to Japan?
I don't know, but
She
you can ask.
paused. But what? That's not all of it? I flung my arms up in the air and sighed heavily. Himitsu virtually shrunk into herself. All right, don't torment me. Just say it.
Well, you showed interest in our relationship before too, and I. No.
She forced herself to continue.
And I told him a lot, nothing important though, just some daily minor stuff. He's my father after all. Yeah, but a way of spying. But you have to understand, I don't know anything. I wasn't doing it on purpose. Nico-kun?
I actually believe her. I remained
Well, can
silent.
be,
I just didn't know what to say or how to react to her confession. Deep inside, I probably was ready to believe her, but is remorse always sufficient for redemption, for forgiveness? Is forgiveness that important at all? Actually, it is. I wasn't the one that judged Himitsu for her sins, but I had to live with her somehow. I knew one thing for sure, I couldn't push her away forever.
Nico-kun, say something.
How much did you tell him?
Everything I knew. No! But he's only trying to help and protect you. Has.
I'd like to believe that. I smirked sadly and stood up. My legs had become terribly numb for some reason, so I had to make a few rounds in the kitchen. I don't blame you for trusting him. Yeah, it's your dad.
Nico-kun.
Yeah. Music kept going on, which started to irritate me. At the moment, I needed something constructive, not her whining. I need to think. No, you don't need to think. Every time you think, you do stupid things.
Yeah.
She looked at me with hope in her eyes, but immediately realized that I was going to think alone.
All right, see you tomorrow then?
Yeah. I replied absent-mindedly. As I really think she is innocent of all this. Her father was probably chosen because of her, and they moved there for that reason. But I firmly believe she didn't know for 2-3 days ago, so the relationship is real. But that's what I believe. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it can be like you can say like behind the friendship because they can be the parents like pushing her, like you go and talk with the neighbor,
Yeah,
do that. It's like maybe
as a
she
way to
has been
get in,
blind.
so they could watch the
Yeah,
parents without being noticed, type deal. I'd like.
she's been a pawn in this
Yes,
situation,
that.
and 1 minute it will be the publicity, the ads.
No,
1 minute.
ads start in 2 minutes and 58. See, 3 minutes right there. Dustiria
Sorry.
Bot tells us this now. What do you think?
Wait.
Oh, you
Oh
don't
my
know
god.
about Dustiria Bot.
No, I know about the bot. I didn't know he was telling us about the ads too. Like, that's a beautiful
Corey
bot.
has been programming Dustiria bot to be so helpful to make my life easier so I don't have to remember things. And it is amazing that, yeah,
That's beautiful.
Dustiria
I
bot's
have to.
wonderful.
Yeah.
I know. Well, we could ask Magic 8 Ball. Go exclamation point 8 Ball. Is Himitsu trustworthy? And see what the 8 Ball says.
Okay. Exclamation point 8 with the
8,
numbers
8
or
number,
8
yeah, and ball, and then space. Is
uh,
Himitsu trustworthy?
Imitsu trustworthy.
You have Corey. There's Corey. What's the 8 Ball gonna
I'm
tell us?
sorry.
Um,
Your name is
don't
special.
count on it.
Don't
Oh,
count on it.
oh no, oh no.
Oh no.
The 8 Ball
Oh
doesn't
no.
trust her.
Oh no. The ball tells everything. Hi, Corey.
Morning,
How are
Corey. We
you,
were just
Corey?
talking about you because Bot was telling people ads are coming. Don't worry, right after the ads end, that is when I'll try the new flavor of Peeps. But for now, I'm going to do
Yeah.
these 2 Bean Boozled.
Good morning to you too. How is your waking up? Like you wake up well, you just sleep to the right side of the bed. Stupid
Interesting.
things to say, I
It's
know, but yeah,
pomegranate mixed with orange creamsicle. It's not bad. It's not great,
that's right.
but it's not bad. So thank you for the bits. Bits are going towards the goal. Because right
Ooh.
now we are 6 days away to reach our goals for this month, and we're doing very well.
Ooh, that's good to
We're
hear.
1 sub away from the car payment, and we're over halfway of the bits needed for the doctor appointments.
Hmm. Oh, that starts in 1 minute.
You knew you were talking about me, so that's why you delayed saying good morning. Oh, you were lurking.
You were watching us. Ha.
All right.
Wait.
Even my relationship
Okay.
with Catherine was simpler in many respects. Oh, and this unlike what we've been doing, we're 3 hours. This Saturday only is 2 hours.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can go back to the 3 hours the next time. 'Cause I know you guys
No,
like the
no,
longer
we can.
storybook.
It's only this week.
Only this week. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because people like the
For
3 hours of
the
story.
I told you earlier, like what I have this week,
Yes.
so that's the reason.
Yep.
But
So
only
we will
this
go
one.
back to 3 hour story time, just
Yeah,
not
yeah.
today.
No, obviously because now we have discovered that Imitsu's father is with the
Japanese
Japanese
intelligence.
them since they move in, and like what?
I
Like
know.
it's been like 7 or 10 years that he's
And
watching them.
if you don't want if you don't want to miss any of the story, sub.
Yeah,
Because
that's a good way to
otherwise, you've
publicity.
got 3 minutes of wondering what happened.
What happened? We don't know. What did they talk about?
Anyway,
Random shit,
back to
man.
this
Random
story.
shit.
Because I could expect anything from her, but there were things I would never suspect a Himitsu of. It wasn't even about whether I could forgive her. What was important was whether I could be sure that she wouldn't pull another trick like this in the future. Besides, forgiveness and meekness are easy to get used to, and then eventually use your self-respect, and what you thought was unacceptable becomes quite permissible. Yeah,
True.
there is a bit to that. Yeah. Coming from a 29 years of abuse, yeah, there's truth to that statement.
Mm,
God, if only it was someone else in her place. Someone I expect such twists from. Catherine? Yes, that would be likely. A phone call woke
oh
the house
no.
after it just slipped into oh, it's a nighttime phone call.
Oh
Right as ads
no.
started.
We wait
I don't want
or
to wait 3 minutes. I don't think I can. I jumped up, followed by a myriad of dust particles as they danced in the dim light of the kitchen lamp. Hello? Oh my
hi.
god, it's
You're not
Catherine.
why is Catherine calling at night? Hi.
It's too
It's,
early for that. Speak of the devil?
yeah.
What do you want? Just a second ago, I've been thinking about her, but over the past 2 days, I realized the Catherine in my mind and the one I was talking to now weren't the same person. I know, Raven. Not a good.
Yeah.
She wants to
Shall
be
we
up in the
meet?
middle of the
No,
night.
man. No, you should not meet.
I feel so bad for the people in ad break.
Yeah,
What?
like what? Do you need a special reason? Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well, let's
god, she's
say I
pulling the I
see.
miss you.
That's sus.
That makes me angry as all. This is a bad time for jokes, Katya.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the more
But
reason to
you
sub. You're
know,
right, Raven. What if I'm?
uh,
She's got to
but
be
it's not
joking. Please, please,
joking.
please be
How
joking.
could you know?
Yeah, he wouldn't know because Catherine never tells him the truth. No, don't go. Are you an? Oh yeah, he's an idiot. Never mind. Okay, all right. Where?
I don't
Bonk
care.
time. Bonk time. Big time. Then
Yeah. At the park or the
okay,
bar? Bar.
bar.
No, but bar.
We need
The park
public.
is
We,
easier to hear, but the bar too, because you can see them that much. But the bar is little instead of the park. So like
the only
closed space
problem.
or open
The only
space.
problem with the bar is people will see him and it could get back to Himitsu, and she could think he's cheating.
Well, yeah, but the same thing about the
But
park.
at the park, and in the middle of the night, there won't be people at the park. But it also is very yeah.
It's easier to hear them talking. So
Mm.
I think the less problem is the bar. Like, is a closed space. You can see which who is around.
Yes, you can't get kidnapped. That's for certain if it's a
You can
trap.
drunk him. He can again drunk himself to sleep
Yeah,
if
but
it's so
if he
bad.
drinks but if he drinks too much, he could get kidnapped again.
Well, that's another point.
I don't.
He can see again
I
his
don't.
friend.
I don't know which way to go. Park
The
or
one
bar?
is worse than the other, so the less bad.
I don't know which one's worse. 'Cause
Well, they're all bad.
they're all bad. I can't choose. You know what?
He's in
Instead of
chat.
choosing, I'm
Someone,
going to say, welcome back from ad break.
welcome back.
Catherine
Someone
wants to
called
meet him
during
in
the
the
night.
yeah. Catherine wants to meet him in the middle of the night, and I don't know where to send him. So instead, we're gonna try the new peeps I found. Look, look, look! They're Breyers
In the
cookies and
meantime,
cream ice
people.
cream. They're ice cream flavored peeps.
Nice. In the meantime, people in the chat, please help us decide because we are
Yeah,
talking like part everyone can actually hear us talking. In the bar, we have Imitsu who doesn't want us to drink, but it's a closed space and you can see who is in the bar.
yeah. So should we do the bar or the park?
With people around, yeah. But in the meantime, you can see if there is like someone sus, like an agent, we can say. In the park, instead, you don't hear, like you don't see who is hearing you talking because people is hiding better in the park instead of the bar.
So so
Like that's
so someone
hearing
type
the
park or bar, and we'll do whichever one you do. These, by the way,
uh,
taste like vanilla.
how
They
do you
do
do a
not
ball?
taste like chocolate at all. Because these little chocolate flakes they've got on there to be the cookies and cream part,
Hmm.
it's so faint you don't notice it. But if you like vanilla marshmallow, they're good.
Ah,
And I do,
okay.
so they're good. Have to
How do
assume
you
there'll be
do a
another
ball?
agent, but they might not kidnap you or worse from a bar. All right, we're going to the bar.
Okay.
Let's meet at the bar. I'm starving. Maybe I want to drink, not food after all. I'm just eating breakfast. Okay, see you
Okay.
now.
In
Okay.
an hour.
How late at night is this?
Hmm.
She said, not waiting for my reply, and hung up.
Ah.
Well, they're good. There's a hint of chocolate, but it's so light. I'd want a
Mhm.
bit more. They, they would have been better off putting chocolate chips in there.
Yeah.
Damn it, this is just wonderful.
Yeah, you shouldn't have answered. You shouldn't say yes.
What if I were to tell her everything about Himitsu, her father, Ikenese? Really, it's someone I could trust. But she's an American agent, I think. I
Yeah.
just wanted someone to hear me out, someone to get this off my chest too. And since I wasn't sure if Himitsu could be that person, on the other
No
hand, it was
one.
clearly dangerous. Well, there she is.
Hmm.
Reached the meeting point in 40 minutes, and to my surprise, Catherine has come early as well. We sat
Ooh.
behind a table. You're early today.
So are you?
I don't want to disappoint you by arriving early as normal.
Yeah.
What do you want me to talk about?
I wanted to say that we should have a fresh start. What?
What do you mean? I was startlingly moved away from the table a bit.
What? It
Yeah, I
may
know.
sound simple, but I've been thinking a lot and I realized that you're right. After all, we still need to study together.
I don't remember myself seeing anything like that. At least not wording it
Yeah.
that way. So you want to remain friends? Catherine smirked.
I guess we've never really been friends. Our relation deepened right away. But we can do everything right this time. No, man,
By
no.
saying you're right, you're implying it was wrong before?
I hope each of us can draw a conclusion on that ourselves.
Do Catherine, I do not like her.
Me neither.
In a sense,
God,
I'm happy to hear from her, I guess. Yeah, Ogno is right. At least I'd be able to think less about Catherine.
yeah.
But I definitely had more urgent issues at hand.
Yeah, we
Even
can be friends, but
disregarding the gravity of each one of them, the situation with my parents' past and my and Yumitsu's present was way more important than my feelings for Katya. About time you realized that, because there was a
Yeah.
good chance I would have not a future to sort those feelings out in.
Yeah.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah.
If it's fine by you.
It wouldn't make the other otherwise. It is fine by you, though.
I can live with it. Catherine gave me a piercing look. For a second, I could see a shadow of irritation cross her face. She probably wanted to figure out what I was thinking about. No wonder. I was just way too tired and couldn't be bothered with facial expressions.
Well, then.
She said seriously. Should we shake hands, too?
Why not? Well,
Katya reached out and I shook her hand without hesitation. Well, we have a deal then.
by the way, how is Himitsu? No.
Why? Put myself on guard right away.
It's become too distrustful.
Why do you think that?
Because it's obvious.
She threw her hands up. I have good reason to be, don't you think?
Yeah? What reason?
I don't trust her. Don't tell her.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know, I replied sarcastically. Some notes for one. Yeah, turn it back on her. That's good.
Yeah, we have already discussed that.
Why do you all think that having discussion changes anything, that words can fix actions?
Who is we?
Don't tell her. I don't trust her.
Mhm.
Just all of you.
In this case, going on like that will drive you mad. Agree? You might not believe it, but I'm worried about you too.
Trust that either. Yeah, to
To
some
some extent.
that I believe. Catherine specified immediately.
So my question about Himitsu is quite appropriate. Come on
She-
with the appropriate, not appropriate.
She's okay. She's doing fine. I replied briefly. I wish that was the case. You can
Yeah.
talk to yourself, for example, tomorrow at school. Will you be there?
I will.
The conversation seemed to wither away on its own. We seemed to have signed a peace treaty, but had no idea what to do now. I wanted and had an opportunity to take a break from my inner turmoil over her, but the whole conversation felt like some weird formality. Like a military dispatch about a ceasefire. By the time the news reached all the soldiers in the trenches, a dozen would have been torn apart by shrapnel. It was
Yeah.
Katya's turn to break the silence.
All right then.
How are you doing, by the way?
Fine. Why are you blushing?
She smiled, but a bit unnaturally, as it seemed to me.
What's that you expect to hear, right? I really don't have much to tell you, though. Well, I brought a calendar and I've been crossing day off with a bit right back.
For those of you
To the
that knew,
mountain.
she's counting down the days till she can go back to the United States. She hates Japan.
Probably. Yeah.
Oh, she mentioned that the last time we saw her in the apartment.
Yeah.
Days left before the end of school year.
Exactly.
Does it help?
I don't know yet.
Shines dependent upon us again.
Well, I have to go. You
Yeah.
don't take it.
See ya. I said if I was saying goodbye to Kayasaki, not her. That's good.
No.
That's healthy.
Yeah.
Do not go to that other place and get drunk as a skunk. It was nearing midnight. The conversation with Catherine had calmed me down a bit. Whatever Miss Winters had on her mind, I doubted she put her own daughter in harm's way, if only by letting her communicate with me. In that
Mm.
regard, the Americans were still ahead of the Japanese. Since when had my life become this ridiculous baseball match with me as the ball being tossed back and forth between opposing teams? It's a good question. The light was
Yeah,
on in the windows. I immediately knew it was Himitsu. She was used to finishing what she started. If I hadn't forgiven her earlier, I definitely had to forgive her now. That's what she
yeah.
thought. That's what mattered to her. Threadbare forgiveness. I don't know if it's because of my upbringing or something else, but I always thought this behavior was like expecting praise from a shogun. Or in our case, expecting clemency. To some
Mm,
extent, the situation wasn't that hopeless. The death
mm.
penalty couldn't resurrect a killer's victims, but a relationship can be fixed and trust can be regained. At least in
True.
theory. I wasn't sure I was ready for that.
Nico-kun, sorry I'm here. I know you wanted to be alone.
On the other hand, while I was deciding how to live from here on, I could take her keys. Although I had nothing to hide at home except for some dusty corners, an empty fridge, an open bottle of whiskey in the cupboard. I'd be more surprised if you weren't here.
True. Hey, I
She was
have a
about to get
question.
annoyed, but quickly caught herself.
I told you you wouldn't be able to sleep tonight.
So you won't ask me where I was? No, I shouldn't provoke her anymore. Whatever
Yeah,
the case, I wasn't going to tell her that I met with Catherine, and if Himosu didn't ask first, there was no need to bring it up.
true.
Didn't make dinner?
It's not healthy to eat at night.
That's true. I wish I need to stop doing that. If it's not healthy if you're going to
Me
sleep,
too.
but you just said I won't be. Okay.
But
She got him there. I mean, he got her there. Seemed her logic circuits had overloaded. Alright, relax. That was a joke. Took out a new pack of tea, opened it, and put a teapot on the stove. In fact, I'm glad you came.
really,
She asked distrustfully. Now, when you calm down a bit, we can talk normally. You have calmed down, haven't you? I asked and looked at Himitsu. She was sitting, fidgeting with a napkin, and seemed to avoid looking at me.
what do you want to talk about?
About your
Trees.
father. Do I have a more important topic?
No, you have to talk about the trees. You have to talk. But come on. But Nico-kun, I don't know anything except that what I already told you. You have to discover now, double agent. You will be one. I wasn't going to spy on you. I wasn't going to, so someone asked.
That's a good
You
point.
need to understand. Yeah. You need to understand that I'm a victim here, too.
That
No,
part's
man.
true, yeah, because all her life she had no
Ow.
idea that her father was using her to get closer to the parents.
Yeah, but
Can you imagine
you.
being told 3 days ago, "Oh, by the way, I'm a spy. We have to watch these people," and not say why? It's got to be
Well,
that's a
that's a.
victim.
Yeah.
Her excuses were poor even, although it was hard to acknowledge even to myself, revolting. And of course, Himitsu wasn't a pathological liar, but now she's behaving like a child who wouldn't admit her guilt, even caught red-handed trying to take a box of cookies from the cupboard. Yeah, I should take a drink. Good idea, Val. Let's say I agree that you're not guilty. Will you tell me what you know?
But I'm really not.
She sighed, apparently realizing what I wanted from her.
Think about it yourself. Why would Dad tell me anything else?
That's a good point. There would be no reason to. I don't
Yeah.
know. More than that, I couldn't understand how he could drag his own daughter into all this.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more about you than your father. Why didn't you tell me everything right away? That's a good point. She should have.
Yeah. Because we won't be worse off.
My exhausted psyche couldn't withstand another crying fit. I quickly grabbed the mugs and put one of them in front of her. With chamomile, as you like.
Thank you.
Yumitsu looked surprised. There was no real reason for that, though. I always had a fine selection of teas. Mostly because of her, but I also bought some myself. It's not like I did anything weird.
No, it's just thank you.
We were drinking tea slowly and probably were both happy to keep silent for a while, gather our thoughts. Naturally, I had to forgive her, otherwise we'd never get out of this deadlock. I was just concerned that it might give Hibitsu a sense of impunity. After all, she'd always been a good girl, obeyed her parents, teachers, respected her elders, was a role model for younger children, lived an almost exemplary life. And if it so happened that she was wrong about something, or God forbid, found guilty of anything, it would always hit Himitsu hard. That was why my forgiveness was subconsciously so important to her. But to me, it was important that it didn't come too easily. Unlike Catherine. Catherine always paid too much attention to what they referred to in English as appearance. At the same time, she couldn't care less whether others perceived her as good or evil, right or wrong, virtuous or deeply vicious. Respect was all that mattered to her. And tyrants are respected as much as prophets. Ooh, there's a line.
Yeah.
I assume she didn't think about the reasons, be it worship, fear, or love. In a way, these two girls represent two physiological opposites to me: idealism and materialism, altruism and egoism. Platonic
Another
love,
big word you couldn't, huh?
platonic love and friendship, and carnality, sexual desire, even lust.
Earth to Nico-kun.
Himitsu said timidly. The tea had time to grow a little colder. I can't forgive you. I went silent for a moment, continued right away in order to avoid a cheap theatrical pause, because I wasn't upset with you in the first place.
Really?
She raised her huge green eyes at me, and I could see a spark of hope in them. Sure, just put yourself in my shoes. How would you react? Of course I was surprised, but promise there'll be no more secrets between us from now on. Says the guy who just met with Catherine. I'm just going to point that out.
Yeah, I promise.
Yusa said solemnly. Well, it's
Like,
pretty late already. You can tell your father that nothing unusual happened in Anakin's place today. I grinned good naturally.
I definitely will. One thing, he said that she has to tell the truth, not him.
Oh, that's true. That's true. He did do it that. Okay, somatics. I didn't catch it. You're right. Himitsu responded, but clearly didn't intend to leave. I'm not planning to sleep, but that doesn't mean you have to sit up with me. She hesitated, but in the end, stood up.
Good night. See you tomorrow.
Night. I saw her to the door. I hoped that Himitsu believed I had forgiven her. To me, however, this was just the beginning. Fortunately, over the last couple hours, I managed to calm down and come up with a plan. Oh, really?
Oh no.
Without unnecessary hesitation, I grabbed the receiver and dialed the number I had memorized. I didn't get a reply right away. After all, it was past midnight. Good evening. I'm sorry to bother you so late, but I need to know if Agwan-san is at home. The sleepy voice grumbled, "You got the wrong number," and I began to wait. The telephone bell pierces outside my home only a half hour later.
Ooh. Shino-san ordered a delivery to this address.
Sorry, you got the wrong number.
Isn't this? Oh
He spelled my phone number with one digit off.
no, it's my sincere apology. Have a good night.
That's a good way to make it look like it's actual real conversation.
Yeah.
Very good code here. Didn't know if petty
Yeah.
tricks like this would work on KGB agents or Japanese intelligence, but I soon realized Ikunes would be waiting for me at the same spot on the waterfront. I already knew how to escape the house without attracting attention. It was time to go to bed then. This time I felt calmer sneaking through the streets of my district. If Himitsu had done everything right, I had nothing to fear from the Japanese intelligence. I
Yeah.
hadn't noticed KGB agents following me even once. I wasn't even sure if they were truly watching me. As for the Kobayashi Corporation, who can guarantee that the corporation and the Japanese Secret Service weren't pursuing the same goal? The last train had left long ago, but luckily taxis are available 24 hours a day, and I just needed to dial an easily memorized number. Ah, we're at the bridge. The
Yeah.
car came pretty fast. Less than an hour later, I found myself at the waterfront. I could see the dim light of a cigarette in the darkness and a familiar slumping silhouette appearing against the silver of moonlight. That's me, Ikunusa-san. I called fearfully, still afraid of having made a mistake.
Were you expecting someone else?
He came closer and smiled in an excessively friendly manner. You seem to be in a good mood. Have you been waiting for long?
Does it matter?
I guess not.
Did something happen, Nikolai? Hope you understand that getting in contact with me over some trifling matter is risky for you in the first place.
Only was a trifle. I sighed.
So, what's it about?
Ikenushi-san, be honest with me. Have you told me the whole truth?
I simply don't know the whole truth.
I
The
don't know if
point?
anyone does at this point.
Yeah.
He replied and immediately lit another cigarette. But you aren't hiding anything, right? Perhaps I was worried. It definitely was, but now anger took over. I was angry as much of this old man as I was the people forcing us to be out here now, hiding in the night like criminals. I was angry at the people who took my parents away from me, destroyed my daily life, and turned me into a goddamn schizophrenic.
Well,
I really want to believe that's not the case.
tell me, what's going on in your mind already? What's on your mind already?
Because my face flinched involuntarily and tears welled in my eyes. After all, going through this on my own and sharing my inner turmoil with another person were not one and the same. It's hard for me to think that you knew about Japanese intelligence and hid it from me.
Japanese intelligence?
He didn't look particularly surprised, but took half a step to the side. My best friend's father, the girl I've spent my whole life with, her father works for the Japanese intelligence. More importantly, he's been spying on my family since we arrived in Japan.
Nikolai, I had no idea.
I really want to believe you didn't.
Of course, it's obvious that Japanese intelligence is well informed about the project and has been monitoring people involved with it. But it has never though. Nikolai, tell me more.
There isn't much more to tell. I happened to learn about it by accident. It's just hard to accept that a person who has been your neighbor all your life, a person you trusted, turned out to be someone you could never trust under any circumstance. I smirked sadly. Was I really talking about Renuka-san? Frankly speaking, we never were particularly close, rather I was afraid of him. A strict neighbor and your girlfriend's father is a great cover, as it turns out. What
Yeah,
about a childhood friend? Was that a good cover?
yeah. Nikolai, that is terrible. I've realized, of course, but
Iko's guts are out of gathering slots rather than checking for any hidden threats.
how much does he know? It's just about you after all. It isn't about you after all. Yeah.
Well, he definitely hasn't gotten anything from me, only because I don't know anything myself. At least I didn't a week ago.
But you do now.
What's so critical about what I know? He looked at me closely as if he was about to say something, but remained silent. Ikoshi-san?
Nikolai, such a betrayal is certainly terrible, but you do realize that they have been spying on more or less all the important people in the project, right? And most likely for a long time now. The question is how closely they have been watching. To be frank, I had no idea your father was so much interest to all this intelligence agency. Well,
Hey.
because we were just regular staff members.
But
He
he was
has a
Russian.
point.
How could a Russian be allowed to work on such a secret project in the first place? Not that I had given that some thought before, but not from the point of view of Japan's national security.
He must have had some knowledge that our local specialists didn't possess.
Like what?
We are going to get to
Yeah.
know what they were
Ika
doing.
just went silent for a while, seemed to be staring through me, trying to make something out of the gloom of the night.
Like the Soviets understanding of fourth generation intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Yeah, I
They
knew it was
were
going to be
capable.
something, but I didn't expect that. Didn't
I
know how to
would
respond to that.
expect. Well, wow,
Yeah,
Nikolai, I'm
no one's been
holding.
playing because I can't this game here. I can't tab over to play, and my my touch portal doesn't work anymore, Corey. So I can't play, and nobody's really been playing. People are too invested in the story. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Nikolai, I'm only telling you this because. Why?
He sighed heavily.
Well, I guess I can't make things any worse by now. Yeah, tell us
You would hope
everything, man.
not. Because it smiled
Yeah.
sadly and continued.
Besides, your father wasn't informed of every details.
Unlike Akira Shinji, I interrupted him.
Unlike Akira Shinji, the
The
class
father of
president.
the class president. Yes, that's
Yeah,
missing. By the way, I happen to know his daughter.
little Kagome. I feel sorry for her. Does he know that he's get kidnapped?
What an interesting coincidence it was that we happened to study at the same school. Oh, that was no coincidence at
Uh,
all.
yeah.
Well, I wouldn't call her little now.
But the two are in similar situations. Even her?
Except for the fact that her father might still be alive.
Hope it is. We'll know that he's not.
A cold wind blew from the shore. Dark leaden clouds were approaching us from the east, bringing with them heavy rain and morning fog.
It's already late, Nikolai.
Just looked at me somehow sympathetically. Late for what? From another point of view, it might be too early, and what does it matter what time it is? What am I supposed to do now? I can't trust anyone anymore. It's not even so much about Kobayashi Corporation or your damn project. It's about... I didn't finish the sentence because there wasn't much sense in it. Ikunos could only sympathize with me, and even then more for the sake of politeness, or he couldn't fully understand my situation and circumstances. He couldn't put himself in my shoes, and I was disgusted by that sort of routine sympathy. Just like at my parents' funeral. Familiar and unfamiliar people would approach me and give their condolences. The men would give me a firm handshake. The women would wipe off their tears with their handkerchiefs, or softly pat me on the shoulder. And then everyone just left me alone in that huge empty house with grief and sorrow, and only Himitsu was near. No, feelings like that couldn't be faked. The question was whether she could combine them with fulfilling her duty to the motherland? I laughed. Hiko-san, can you see the state I'm in? I stuck my own childhood friend, particularly a sister, of being a spy. Wait, don't say sister. You're dating her.
Yeah,
Okay.
it seems like classic Alabama style. No?
I can already imagine her taking the oath and marching with a gun on her shoulder. It's over. No.
No.
Can't keep on living pretending nothing happened, living like normal. And I hadn't even told Ikusu about the conversation with Arena. Something was stopping me from doing it. After all, it wasn't him the KGB threatened. Even though we're being spied on before, at least I didn't know. Now, what happens now?
First of all, Dusty, please drink. Second of all, I wish I could help you.
Said heavily. I'm eating peeps.
Oh, good. But in any case, you should worry about yourself first, not about your friends. Yeah, but you have to understand who he can actually trust. So he has to actually worry about that.
That's why he says it's easy to say that. Indeed, during the last
Yeah.
24 hours, Himitsu have been of more concern to me than my own safety.
Yeah. And if you don't give them a radio, them a reason, they won't have one.
That's true too. He smiled and took a few steps back.
You should return home before sunrise to avoid raising suspicion.
I guess.
Yeah.
We bid each other farewell, and I walked to the nearest telephone box to call a taxi. I had to wait a while. It wasn't in the center of Tokyo, after all, so by the time a car arrived, I was chilled to the bone.
Mm.
The
These
sun
men
began to
must.
rise behind the window, but my thoughts about my conversation with Ikanus kept me from falling asleep. Ballistic missiles? Was it that serious? Really, the words
Yes,
just sounded menacing. Missiles, bridges, what did it matter to me? It'd been clear for a while they hadn't been making toys there. I wonder if Himitsu was in danger. After all, everyone knows what they did to useless soldiers in ancient Japan.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, that's true too.
They're gone. My God, though. My God.
Yeah, right?
Now that you was in the ballistic missile, what? I was like, one of my theories was like, okay, something with missile because Russians. But come on, that's too much.
Circadian rhythms and the internal clock are powerful things. No matter how much I love to sleep, unless I was hungover, I usually wake up more or less the same time. I'm the same way. I go to bed 2 a.m. and still wake up normal time and be exhausted all day.
It depends
I don't have
for
the
me.
ability to sleep in. I wish I did. Of
No,
course, I
I
also
do.
have these things that'll wake me up if I try to sleep in. Right? Right?
Oh.
Yes, you.
Or instead, like today, I fallen asleep after like I wake up at 9 a.m. Did the things with my mother, come back home and like laying down because I was cold and like watching a video, like, boom, to sleep until 1 p.m. Like what the heck?
Oh,
That's not a good. Like you wish you had this ability. It's not good. Like, you can't lie down. You will sleep. It's like a curse, a blessing in disguise.
Okay, even if I'd gone to bed early in the morning, of course I could have buried myself in my bed and kept on sleeping, but Yusa would soon arrive, which meant I needed to get up anyway. On the other hand, I clearly had sleep issues. But where was Himitsu?
Yeah.
Well, he got up, walked into the kitchen, but there was no one there. That's
Hmm.
weird. Doubt she'd be playing hide and seek with me. I
Hmm.
hoped that nothing had happened to her. When you fall asleep anxious, you have
Yeah.
disturbing dreams, you spend the whole night in anticipation of the morning. Just open your eyes immediately, remember all your worries.
Yeah.
Still, I really wanted Himitsu nearby. Is this what you want? Okay, I'll pet your head for a little bit, but I have to play the game. Just to
Ding,
sit
ding.
together, eat breakfast, have a cute chat about nothing, wait until she was done with washing dishes, then go to school. Perhaps she was busy with something? After all, she
Hmm.
had her own life, didn't she? I was worried, but tried to wave my thoughts away. Just a week ago, what am I saying? 2 days ago, I wouldn't have placed any importance on it. Whether she did come or not, neither option would be surprising. But I had no desire to make breakfast and wasn't particularly hungry anyway. So I needed to prepare for school. Partly because I'd see Himitsu there today. I would, right? If he
Anyway.
doesn't, I would be worried.
Yeah.
Not that I wasn't used to going to school without her, but it felt different from when I knew in advance that Himitsu wouldn't be there or when I didn't want to see her. He should go across the street and knock on her door and see if she wants to walk to school, the idiot.
Yeah.
He didn't, though. Hundreds of
Hmm.
irrelevant details that I would never notice otherwise jumped to my attention. The piles of rotting leaves here and there, the rubbish outside stores, the decayed water pipes, and you're coming over to my lap. Okay. 1 second. I have to. Cinder has decided cat cam is moving over here.
Oh, my beauty.
And the weird stunts coming out of the alley. Hi, honey. Hello. When Yumitsu was
Hi.
around, I usually occupied by a conversation with her. When I was alone, my own thoughts took over.
Hmm.
But now I was overtaken by oppressive anxiety, a condition where your perception is painfully sharp, all senses working at 110%.
I can't watch the live. It's too beautiful, Sender. My God. I can't.
I walked in the classroom right before the bell, but it didn't stop Kayasaki from bombarding me with questions.
Wow, hello there. How was your weekend?
Worse than yours, I'm sure.
Wanna bet? I, for one, didn't live across from Mitsu-chan.
Speaking of Yumitsu, has she dropped by? Tried to sound as disinterested as I could just avoid extra questions from him. Trying to get cat cam to actually show the cat on my lap now. There we go.
Can do it. No, I haven't seen her today. Why?
Nothing.
Did you see her over the weekend?
Did I saw her yesterday?
Why?
Wouldn't let up. You want to know everything, don't you? My pudgy friend clearly wanted to ask something else, but the bell saved me from further interrogation.
Hmm.
Even in better times, I found it difficult to focus on lessons, and now I couldn't think about them at all. Catherine came to school, but didn't get any indication the relationship had changed, that we were friends. No doubt those were all empty words, a non-aggressive pact in the absence of a peace treaty.
Hmm.
I wasn't inclined to diplomacy and pointless formalities by nature, so this whole thing of trying to play polite with Katya made me feel doubly disgusted. On the other hand, it was easier that way. During the break, I unthinkingly headed for Himitsu's class. Nobody was surprised to see me, and I approached Saya straight away. After all, we talked almost normally after karaoke. Hi, is Himitsu?
She went out somewhere, so she's gone to school.
Well, at least she was alive. Wait, did I really think something had happened to her? I would.
Yeah. So, didn't you come to school together?
Grace
No.
immediately expressed curiosity. No. I replied briefly. I had no desire to lie or come up with excuses now.
Should I tell her that you dropped by?
No need, we'll find each other anyway. Appreciate her effort to be polite and smiled at her. See you! Even Sayachan
True.
was behaving relatively strangely.
Mm,
In order to calm down somewhat and collect my thoughts, I went to the roof. That was the only place in the
mm.
school where I could have some time alone. The only thing I didn't consider was the roof had actually been booked by Kagumi. She's always
Doesn't
up
the
there, though. She was standing at
yeah.
the rail and looking out in the distance. I indicated my presence, coming closer. She looked askew in my direction and returned to observing a weekday afternoon in Tokyo. Her indifference even hurt me a bit. Not going
Mm.
to interrogate me?
Why bother?
Good, because I have nothing to tell you. I paused, waiting for a reaction, but Kagumi kept on ignoring me. Nothing at all. You'd think that Amura would leave right away, but she kept standing there as if she hadn't even noticed my presence. It had
Mm.
become considerably colder over the last week, and here on the roof a cold, bone-chilling wind was blowing. It was the first time this year I felt winter coming. Not the romance of the golden autumn with its red and yellow days, but November's cold dampness that would soon strip bark off trees and freeze the earth to the roots.
Wow.
Jackets of our school uniform were warm enough, but I had to think about taking my winter clothes out of the wardrobe. My house was incomparably bigger than the old apartment we had back in the Soviet Union, so I had enough space for storing things. Huh, must be nice. I don't.
Mhm.
Japanese people probably don't even know what
In
entresole
interest.
are.
Yeah, it's that.
A necessary part of a Soviet dwelling. Google, what
Ah.
is that?
Okay,
Entresole.
let's search
One moment,
entresole.
please. I want to know what an entresole is.
Entresoles. Okay, Google. What the heck? I don't know. It doesn't say. Um, it says that it's kind of way to dress.
That doesn't make sense. This makes it sound like it's a room or something.
Yeah.
We'll move on. Anything can be stored in them, from books to it's a piece of furniture. From books to
Okay.
toys,
No.
from winter clothes to car parts, from grandmother's typewriter to the Zinger's sewing machine that used to belong, I think, to my great grandmother. It's Russian. It should be Russian, not French.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have a feeling it's like a wardrobe.
No, it's rated like Spanish, not even
It
French.
it sounds like Spanish. Yeah, I don't know.
If you search on internet, they give you results in the Spanish. It's like it says that it's in the game. It says it's Russian. Internet says it's Spanish. It reads like French. What is that?
Okay, we're ignoring the word. Okay.
Yeah, let's.
Besides, they clearly didn't obey the laws of physics and hid more stuff behind their squeaky doors than their actual sizes allowed for.
Hmm. So long.
We
It
said
goes.
eventually I was left alone. All the best to you too. The door to the room slammed again. Had she forgotten something?
Oh
However, when I turned around, I
no.
saw Himitsu.
Nikakun, Sayaswan told me where you were looking for me.
She looked normal. Is what I would have said if this wasn't Himitsu. Happiness or sadness were normal to her, but not this sort of detached attitude, which, as it seemed to me, was
Mm.
her way of expressing being upset with me. And I specifically asked her not to tell you about that.
Why?
Because, she and I don't have the best relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
And are you
upset? Oh,
obsessed
go
with
ahead.
something?
I thought you dropped by in the morning, I replied straightforwardly.
Sorry, it has something to do. I was late for school.
Mitsu looked away, and I couldn't understand whether she was deceiving me or just feeling guilty.
But I'm glad you came today.
What else could I do?
After yesterday's? No, I mean,
He panicked. I already told you I'm not upset with you.
but it does feel like you mean it. Because if I were you, I'd be upset. Ah, at least she know that.
Yep. Mitsu came closer and stood next to me.
I saw that senpai when I was walking here. She looked unhappy. What did you talk about? Nothing, actually.
Kagami Iwamura.
So she's Kagome to you already. No, that's the
Mitsu
name.
smirked playfully. Are you jealous?
You bet.
Well, she's the last person you should be jealous of. You see, Amara doesn't really like the company of other people. She left as soon as she saw me. That
Oh.
was actually true.
Almost. You two have something in common then.
Is that a
What?
hint?
Not at all.
Everything seemed normal. We were talking, joking, Misa was laughing, but I could feel some awkwardness and tension between us. I was sure she could feel it too.
By the way, sorry, I haven't had the time to make bento today.
No worries, though I haven't even had breakfast.
Bless you. Hey, Nico-kun, are you doing this on purpose? What? Not
Making her
even?
feel bad about not eating. Doing what?
Acting like a child.
No,
What?
fine. I'll drop by the cafeteria with Kayosuke. He definitely won't mind.
That's the spirit.
Ugh, got a frog in my throat.
Bless him.
All right, let's go. The bell is about to ring.
All right. So it was like a break?
I guess. We walked down the stairs. I was about to go back to the classroom.
Nico-kun, I'm going to be busy after school. What are you going to do?
Dude says
Ma'am?
apologizing.
Hmm.
Got it, then. See you tonight?
I'll see you tonight.
She smiled, bidding me farewell. I wonder why he didn't ask what she's doing.
Hmm.
I mean, she's late to school. He didn't ask her why, and now he's just not a curious person. I was sitting in the classroom.
Or he's detached, maybe. He's becoming detached of all. Because he like, I can trust them.
Oh,
Her
yeah, because he
neither.
can't trust her. I
Yeah,
was sitting
so
in the
he like
classroom thinking
thinks
about
like
Himutsu,
judging
about the
himself.
way she was behaving after I learned the truth about her father, about the way she should have been behaving, in my opinion, except that I wasn't even sure what I wanted. There was one thing I knew. I was fed up with both her excuses and pleas for forgiveness. If I really think about it, what was she guilty of? Of her father asking her to keep an eye on me? Of the fact that out of the goodness of her heart and naivety, she'd been telling him everything about her life, including us, me? Of not going and telling me as soon as she received that request? I was probably the later, the only thing that she was responsible for directly. Children shouldn't pay for their parents' sins. I knew that as well as anyone.
Yeah.
She's only guilty of not saying. That is very true. Classes finished pretty quickly, or at least they felt like they did. Even faster than usual, as I wasn't constantly glancing at the clock, counting the minutes, being occupied with my thoughts. However, there was still a lot of time left before evening.
Hmm.
We're just happy.
Beautiful kid.
I slowly packed up my bag, went downstairs, changed my shoes, walked outside when Michael approached me.
Want to take a walk?
All right.
My.
What does he want?
Very well.
We walked out the school gates and headed for my home, although it was clearly out of Michael's way. That meant he wanted to talk about something. Something that wasn't meant to be heard by anyone else. Go ahead, don't keep me waiting. Keeping up the same pace, Michael said.
What did you decide about Catherine?
What about her?
Nick, I'm serious.
So am I. I think I said everything clearly last time.
Then I didn't understand you.
That's unfortunate.
And still...
I stopped and sighed heavily. To be frank, the situation with Himutsu is much more important to me now. But then why couldn't I give him a straight answer? Like, Misha, you can have my Katya. May you live in love and harmony. Look, I'm grateful for your honesty, but my opinion doesn't matter here.
It's important to me. Oh, that's a good friend.
It's actually... In that case, I can only repeat what I told you earlier. It's none of my business.
But trying to deny the obvious, you're getting me to know how you really feel.
It's starting to drive me mad. I'm not trying to deny anything. Since when did you become a psychologist? If you really need Catherine, go and tell her yourself. She'll appreciate the courage. I guarantee that.
Perhaps I will.
Yeah, would you please? I said sarcastically and walked away. However, Michael kept following me.
No, come on.
Your house is in the other direction.
I just want to do everything right. I know you shouldn't try and cut in front of you.
Victor is always right. But it felt as I was pushing him towards Catherine. Even if I didn't want that, that's how my words sounded. You know what? Do whatever you want. Seriously, I don't care, because either way, the result depends on neither you nor me. And I don't even know, or want to imagine what's going on inside her head. Besides, I can see that you really have a crush on her. I've never seen you so anxious. I snickered.
I think you can understand how I feel.
I could before.
Well, I'll change then.
What changed? Everything did. It's quite logical that after many years of living together, some people begin to wonder how they even managed to fall in love with the other person in the first place. Yeah, that does happen.
Yeah.
Firsthand, I know that one. Catherine and I hadn't been married, but the analogy was still appropriate.
Okay, I won't bother you any longer. Thanks. You understood.
He reached out and I shook his hand a bit too firmly, then watched him for some time as he walked away.
And almost 10 minutes left.
Okay. A train station appeared from behind the corner, and suddenly I felt extremely depressed by the thought that I had to sit in the house all alone until evening to wait for Himitsu, pretending that everything was all right. And then I would have dinner with a fake smile on my face, speak meaningless words in the air, and expect equally meaningless answers. After hesitating a minute, I walked confidently towards the station. Where's he going? Many people like
I
to
think
pointlessly
he
ride
goes by
trains.
train.
You look
Out by
closer, you
train.
notice that every one of them has their own reason why. Yet this unique railway romance is the same for everyone. The feeling of endless road, fellow riders you know nothing about, the absence of purpose, and more importantly, the absence of need for one. New landscapes, new cities with old houses where different people live. It's more fond of walking, sometimes in unfamiliar places. But to be in those places, you need to reach them first. It's not always possible to do so on foot, so your immediate surroundings have thoroughly explored already. I would love to have a train system where I could do that. That would be cool. Can't do that here.
Yeah, here
Nevertheless,
in fact you can. I saw the map of trains in America. It's
it
like very little.
yeah, no. Here it's by car. Taking a bus is almost impossible here, at least in my area. Nevertheless, this
Mm-hmm.
time I got off at a familiar stop, that merchant district on the waterfront near the port. Why there exactly? I guess because this place had given me some hope. This was where I had met each of these who knew at least something about the mysteries of my past and the dangers of the present. Was I really hoping to find answers to questions about my future amongst the tiny stores and fish smell? Merchants of all kinds were happily heading to and from the causeway, while others were soliciting customers to enter their shops right in the middle of the road. Children were playing with a ball, paying no attention to the shouts and threats of the local old ladies, and the canopy of ship sirens and the roar of turbines could be heard coming from the port.
Hmm.
Perhaps this was exactly the reason why I came here, to get a taste of life that was totally unfamiliar to me, fill my lungs with salty sea air, feel the sting of the cold winter's wind, to know people without being a part of the crowd, to absorb their daily lives. It seemed to me that a few people would find this interesting. Why would you want to watch others' boring lives when you had enough problems of your own? Was that woman selling fish a celebrity? Or was that a hunch old man pushing an empty trolley a famous athlete? It was unlikely that any of these children would become legendary football players. I knew all that, and yet I seemed to envy their simple pleasures and, in a way, more peaceful lives. Yeah, I could hardly
Mhm.
picture myself waking up at first light every day to pick up another batch of fresh fish at the port to sell later, carry a dozen kilograms back and forth, and handle some other undoubtedly important things till evening. But I was somehow confident that none of them were experiencing any of my problems, the love, the spying, the fascinating, introspective. And I was envious of them with admiring rather than hateful envy. But it didn't make me feel any better.
What a coincidence! I didn't expect to see you here.
Somebody called out to me as I sat on a bench. There was something wrong with the voice, although it
Mhm.
sounded familiar.
Oh no,
Right,
the
it
Russian.
spoke Russian. Here she is, the Russian KGB.
Irina! Oh no!
After a moment, Irina Moshtova appeared from out of the crowd. I doubt this is a coincidence, although I have to admit I'm surprised. There was no fear. We were in a public space, and Irina seemed to have come just to talk.
Surprised I'm talking to you like this in the middle of the day.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
sure.
Don't worry, nobody has been following you.
She sat down next to me and calmly looked around.
Except for me. What?
On the other hand, she could know that I had met with Ikazu here, which wouldn't be the best state of affairs. Well, then you must be doing a better job than the corporation.
You must be asking yourself how much we know by now, right? Well, we're aware of the fact that you went to the village to see Ito Ryunosuke's parents and returned suspiciously early. You didn't even stop for tea. Oh my god.
She smiled, being cold and motionless, piercing. It seemed that she saw no more of a human in me than Dr. Mengele did his impatience. You know everything already. What's this conversation for? At least it
Yeah,
seemed
he
that she
has a
wasn't aware of my
point.
meetings with Ikanese.
We have a business offer for you.
Oh no.
Oh,
Never take an offer from the KGB. One that
like,
I won't be able to reject?
it's always up to you, but you need to consider the possible consequences. Why am I doing a French accent?
I have no
So we're
idea.
asking to, I'm asking you to collect as much information about Ito as possible. Document papers, any valuable data in any form. Perhaps you might overhear something. In return, we will ensure your protection, and if needed, we can take you back. We can take you to the USSR.
So, but I'm not signing up to be a spy.
Nikolai, you've been in the game ever since you came to Japan with your parents. Doesn't matter if you wanted it or not, you know the saying. There is no former Czechist. I
For
think like the game, Czechs.
yeah.
We can give you some time to think about our offer.
There's gotta be no. Why? Did you choose between a firing squad and a hanging? I grinned sadly.
Why the fatalism?
Yes. I ground my teeth and frowned. I could just strangle her right here, right now, go to the Japanese prison, and be safe there from all these bloody spies and counter spies. Well, that's one
Yeah,
way to handle it, I suppose.
not a good one, but that's a way.
In return, I'd like some answers.
Ask.
Why do you even think I might be able to find anything at all? I doubt Renexa-san keeps important documents where I could see them.
That's what we are going to find out.
Doing?
Oh, like if he has some important documents at home, I
Oh, I
think.
know that. Yeah, Cinder's pacing.
Hold on.
Okay. What exactly should I look for?
And information that might seem interesting. If I could tell you more, I would, but unfortunately, Nicola, I don't know any details.
I get it. You lose nothing by risking me. Yeah, actually, that's probably what's going on here.
Yeah. Do you think it will be so easy for him to get rid of you after all these years? Yes.
Which brings me to my second question. You must know that he has a daughter. We've known each other for a lifetime. Is Himitsu somehow involved in all this? It was first time during the whole conversation Irina's expression grew serious.
Ooh, we don't know anything about that.
But you can't exclude the possibility?
With matter as serious as this, I can exclude the possibility that even Ito's cat might be involved.
I didn't even know they had a cat.
The cat
Are you sure this
died.
is an appropriate time for jokes?
I'm not joking, Nikolai. So, what have you decided?
What have I decided? If I were to agree, I would be doing the same thing Himitsu had done to me. I guess it would be
Yeah,
best to tell her everything as soon as possible. However, by doing so, I would drag her even deeper into all this. I'd be subjecting her to real danger. At the moment,
yeah.
Yuzusu was just like her father's tool, but if I agreed to the offer, she might become an interest to the KGB. She will
Mm-hmm.
become an interest to the KGB. On the other hand, if I was to find something, it would be the first time I've had my hands on something valuable, and my importance in the eyes of the KGB and Japanese intelligence would rise dramatically. I don't know if you want that, though. It was probably too
Yeah.
early to say that I could try changing the rules in my favor, but in the end, it could ensure not only my safety, but also Himitsu's. I'm ready to try, but I can't guarantee any results. I hope you realize that.
Of course.
Irina's lips stretched into a smile so fake it made me shudder.
What's important is that you do your best.
But if it doesn't work out,
Let's not think about the worst in advance.
I wanted to say that wasn't an answer, but I stopped myself. Would whatever it was that I might hear make me feel better? Besides, it was fool's to expect she'd tell the truth. We will kill you if you don't manage. What, like that? No. Your words aren't exactly encouraging.
I just want you to understand how serious the situation is, and 2 minutes left.
Okay. The conversation should end shortly. I do better than anyone.
At the boy. See you in a week, same place, same time.
She suddenly gave me another fake smile as a farewell and disappeared into the crowd. Yeah, today's work sure turned out to be productive. There's a good place to end.
My God.
This
Wow.
story! This story is just going nuts. So,
Oh, now what? You are going to build the freaking missiles now? Remember to save.
I'm doing
Good.
it right now.
Mhm. Like this game,
This
god damn it! Like
it's a lot longer than I expected and a lot more involved, and I kinda love that because we don't
me
know what's
too.
gonna happen next. Every
Yeah,
time you
you
think
know
you've
what?
got the players and what they're doing right, they throw something at you
Yeah,
every
like no,
single
it's all
time.
normal. We have solved this mystery. Then he said, "Oh, we can leave. Like we know the things like, but we can leave our life." And then goes like 1, 2 punch, and then fall on the ground. Now your parents did missile for Japan. Like what?
Yeah, and so early in the morning that all that's really awake that I know very well
Wow.
is Milano Mochi or Tatsuya. So
Well,
I
his live. Yeah.
I think I'll go with Milano Mochi. I'm gonna switch over to the stream ending because she's doing art and that's you know
Ooh, yes.
yeah
Good, 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 good.
because this is a mellow stream. Let's do mellow to mellow. You know,
Mm-hmm.
does that make sense?
Next live will be the 8th.
Next one is
Yes.
Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're
No,
t-
with me, sorry.
oh,
I
with
forgot to
you,
say.
yes, with you,
Monday
yes. You will be the
will
eighth.
be the 8th, but
I'm live
next live
Monday at
Monday
6
with
p.m.
baby.
Eastern. Toast Crew and Baldur's Gate 3. That'll be fun.
Yes.
Thank you for getting up so early. And we're gonna go raid Milano Mochi. She's a wonderful artist. She's trying to learn how to do more V2 models. So yeah, she's
Ooh,
really cool.
nice.
You guys will like her. Have a great
Yeah.
weekend. Bye everyone.
Bye.